please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could remain standing for a moment. I'd like to have a moment of silence for the families of the recent tragedy we had in Sutherland Springs, Texas, the shooting this past week, for the families and the victims. So if we could just have a few moments of silence. Thank you. Okay. Roll call.
Bunton.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Crop. Menzer.
Here. Okay, I have a motion to excuse Commissioner Kropp.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Okay. Announcements, acknowledgements, communications, and reports. Do we have any from the commission? None? Okay. Adoption of the agenda. Commissioner Menzer.
I would like to move consent agenda item number 10A to item 9D, or
E.
9E.
Okay. Okay. Do I have a motion on the amended agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Okay, general business. 9A, approval of the 41B District Court 2018 budget. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to have public hearing tonight. You can see my mind is elsewhere, folks. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, sir. Okay, public hearing.
Public participation.
Public participation. This is the time that you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name, your residential address, and you adhere to our 3-minute rule. Mic's open. Oh, seeing none. Well, come to the mic.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I just wanted to give everybody opportunity. Let's see. Mike Zubis, 221 Cass. I just wanted to say a couple comments about tomorrow. I didn't come into this seeking enemies. If I wanted to do that, I would buy a roll of toilet paper and look for your house. I wanted to do this in order to reinvigorate what I've seen as a lack of voter engagement recently. Because
I'm sorry.
yes,
You can't talk about the election.
Oh, okay.
You cannot use public comments or public time.
Public resources.
There you go, public resources. You cannot use public resources to talk about the election.
I appreciate
Okay.
that. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Anyone else? Nope? Okay. See, I didn't goof up too bad. There are no administrative responses, so we need a motion to approve the minutes from previous meetings.
Motion to approve the minutes from October 16th, 2017.
Support.
Roll call?
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Okay, general business. 9A, approval of the 41B District Court 2018 budget. And I think we have Judge Fuca here tonight.
Do you need a motion? A motion to approve the 41B District Court 2018 budget.
Support.
Yes. Oh, do I
No,
have
wait,
it?
they have to read it. Hold
Oh,
on.
they have to read it, sorry.
Chief Judge Carrie Lynn Fuca, District Judges Linda Davis and Sebastian Lucido are requesting approval for the 41B District Court 2018 budget.
It's all yours now.
Oh. I suppose you wanted me to say something. I thought I had to make the motion.
The way I started off, it might work out okay.
All right, so it's my understanding that all of you have our proposed budget for this year. And we've met with not only Mayor Dempsey, but also representatives from both Clinton Township and Harrison Township with respect to our budget. As you can probably see in the documents that we provided to you previously to the hearing, or the meeting this evening, our budget is balanced. We anticipate a slight increase next year, primarily because of a bond that we have. Otherwise, we're always in the black. We give quite a bit of money back to the communities. And let's see, do we have a amount that we are giving back this year? 30,000?
Right.
Is what we estimate that we'll be giving back to the city of Mount Clemens after this fiscal year. So my motion is that you adopt the budget as proposed.
Questions? Commissioner Menser.
So I was kind of looking at this Michigan Indigent Defense Commission, and I see that that's basically an unfunded mandate from the state.
Yeah.
How are we proposing to pay for that?
Yeah, is that the next item on the agenda?
No.
It's on,
No.
it's all
No,
together?
it's all together.
It's all
Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, this was thrust on the court from the
state
state of
legislature.
Michigan, correct. And there was recently, in fact, we just found out as recently as today, that the legislation has been deemed constitutional. Several communities filed a lawsuit saying that it was unconstitutional for the legislature to force the courts to adhere to these guidelines. The good news is, from our standpoint, is that if we comply, we get this money. If we don't comply, we don't get the money. If the money's not there, we don't have to do it.
Right.
So it looks scary when we put it on paper, and to be quite honest with you, we'll be surprised if the state comes up with the money once they see it on paper as well, because it's such it is a very large expense. But the other thing that you should know that Macomb County is spearheading is there was a grant which Shelby Township, the judge in Shelby Township took the initiative to apply for the grant, which we ultimately received. So we are in the process of trying to collaborate with all the courts in Macomb County, that if in fact that we do have to comply with these standards, that we will be working collaboratively with the other districts to try to figure out how to do it as fiscally responsible as possible, and at the same time achieving the goals that the Michigan Indigent Defense Council is trying to achieve, which is just basically better representation for the defendants. I will say that our court already is set up to comply with a large portion of these recommended standards. Most courts aren't set up as well as ours is in terms of the privacy, even that the attorneys need to speak with their clients. We already have that. The biggest change that right now that they're asking to be implemented is that the defendants would have an attorney present at an arraignment. Right now, that the court-appointed attorneys are not at arraignments. If people retain an attorney, then many times the retained attorney would be at an arraignment, but not the court-appointed. That's where the large amount of the money is going to be spent in getting an attorney at each and every arraignment. So we had to give the proposal, which we've worked which we submitted with you guys and with Clinton Township and Harrison Township as well. And so we're just asking that be adopted. Like I said, this may never happen, but we do not have to do anything until we see that money from the state.
Yeah, and according to yesterday's newspaper, they have not set aside any money for this at all yet.
And frankly, that's what we've been asking since day one. Show us the money first before we go through all of this work. But unfortunately, our hands are forced. We've got to go through the work. We've got to give them a proposal. These proposals are very new, flexible, and that we're all kind of guessing as to how much this will cost based on man hours and incidental costs that we're trying to take into consideration, not to mention the cost of the attorney. The expert fees and things of that nature, like I said, I think those are minimal It's really just the paying for that attorney to be at, I mean, I don't know what our arraignment numbers are, but there are a lot. We do, a lot of arraignments, and the vast majority of defendants are not represented at the arraignment. The good news is that, when we're setting a bond, we're trying to keep them out of jail as opposed to keeping them in. We're very mindful of not taking away someone's freedom if, in fact, they're not a flight risk or a danger to the community, which are the two standards that we're looking at. So,
The additional data collection and reporting that this is covered in this report, is that going to put extra burden on the staff that you already have, and that you would require another staff? So this would be additional cost?
it's kind of early to tell that, but it's possible, I don't know that, it's possible that we would need to add an additional staff in order to accommodate the request. But
So if you need an additional staff person, that might change the contingency pay that comes to the cities, villages, and townships?
Well, the state's supposed to pay for it.
Yeah, well,
We
I'll believe
wouldn't,
that when I see it.
we don't have to do it unless the state gives us the money for it.
Okay.
So like I said, quite frankly, the money has to be there before we implement any of these changes.
Okay.
So I don't see it impacting the bottom line for the cities,
No.
because the state is ultimately saying that they're gonna be responsible for paying for it. So we have the same question as you, where's that money coming from? Because like I said, not only did our court do the proposal, but all the other courts in the state, and the cost is astronomical. And our court is already set up to accommodate these things, but there's many courts that have to be reconfigured in order to accommodate these. I'm not saying it's not a good idea, I just don't know how practical it is right now.
And I think that, isn't there still a constitutional issue on the state and the federal government issuing unfunded mandates?
The constitutional issue behind this is the fact that you have indigent defendants
Right.
who the system, the appointed attorneys are operating under a fee schedule that dates back to 1974. The prosecutor's office in every county has essentially unlimited resources, but the defense has no resources. They have to beg to get an expert appointed. They have to, the system is so unfair. That's where all this is coming from, and at some point, the Supreme Court is going to mandate, they're going to have to, because it's just so out of kilter. It's totally out of whack.
Anyone else?
Good.
Okay, roll call, please.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
9B, the first public hearing of the downtown maintenance program.
Move to open the first public hearing for the downtown maintenance program.
Second.
Roll call?
Hill.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, no, we have to open public hearing. That's why I'm taking the roll call for it, to open a public hearing.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Now you can read it.
Okay. The enclosed map indicates primary and secondary streets. Also enclosed is a determination of assessment that was submitted by the Downtown Development Maintenance Committee when the program was first initiated. The estimated 2017-18 expense is $60,000. A primary rate of $9.24 and a secondary rate of $4.23 will generate a total assessment of $54,900. These rates remain unchanged from the 2016-17.
Questions? It's public hearing, so anyone can come to the mic.
When I looked that over earlier, I noticed that there's a difference, as noted when he read it, of like $6,000. Who's coughing up the money for that? Your estimated income is 54,000, the estimated expenses are 60,000.
That's coming from the fund balance within that fund.
Okay.
Anyone else? Let's close the public hearing, and then we can talk
Okay.
about it. Okay, no one else? A motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close public hearing for the Special Assessment District.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay, now do you have any?
Could you remind me what the contractual services are? I'm assuming it's snow plowing, sidewalks, picking up,
Street sweeping.
street sweeping?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any? Anybody else? Okay, now let's make the motion. I guess you put it together. You put the motion to close with the motion, so whoever makes the motion, go ahead. One of you.
Are we
Just
like
read
not
the
on our
motion.
game today?
We are just.
Normally we close, but this is combined, so.
Yeah.
I need somebody to make the motion.
To
close.
Motion to close the first public hearing, adopt the rates. It's, yeah,
Motion to close the first public hearing and adopt the rates.
Second.
okay.
Actually, there's a motion printed there, and you need to go through that motion next time.
Unfortunately, I flipped to the other page.
Okay.
Because I thought this one was over, but anyway.
There we go, we're good.
All right.
Roll call.
No.
No, you got to finish the whole motion.
There's more involved.
Give him your motion.
Right there.
All right. Motion to close the first public hearing, adopt the rates, instruct the assessor to prepare special assessment roll, and set date for second public hearing on November 20th, 2017.
Okay, now, roll call.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunting.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
9C, approve Munich's LLC agreement for the data analytics services. I have a motion.
Motion to approve the 3-year agreement for data analytical services with Munitrix LLC.
Support.
The city currently utilizes Munitrix to provide data analytic services for financial transparency reporting, which is required by the state of Michigan. Munitrix is used by many government agencies to provide data, charts, and comparative information about financial health and projections. Munitrix is offering a 25% discount to renew services under a 3-year agreement. And additionally, the state of Michigan is offering a reimbursement of up to 50% of the license cost for data analytical services if an agreement is approved by December 1st. The renewal of the 3-year agreement will cost approximately $3,939.48 annually, which is a significant savings of the current costs.
Any questions? Commissioner Menser?
No, I just wanted to congratulate our staff for this great deal. I happen to know what the county's being offered. They have not been offered a 3-year deal, and the county's cost is more than double of what yours is. So if you're getting a 3-year deal at this cost, good on you. Good job. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Menser.
Yes.
Sorry, Bunting.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
9D, approve purchases and payment of invoices. Need a motion?
I move to approve purchases and payment of invoices as presented.
Support.
Any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Bunting.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
9E, the adoption of a resolution extending the moratorium regarding the establishment of businesses engaged in the dispensation or distribution of medical marijuana, or marijuana, whatever.
Motion to adopt the attached resolution to extend the November 2, 2015 moratorium regarding establishment of businesses engaged in the dispensation or distribution of medical marijuana for 90 days.
Support.
On November 2nd, 2015, the City Commission adopted a resolution imposing a 180-day moratorium prohibiting the establishment of any business or premises for the distribution or dispensation of marijuana other than for use by the person occupying the premises as a resident who has a debilitating medical condition allowing the use of marijuana pursuant to state law. Thereafter, the Commission has adopted several resolutions extending said moratorium, most recently on May 15, 2017, for an additional 180 days effective May 15, 2017. This moratorium was based upon pending legislation which would establish 5 categories of regulated medical marijuana business, establish licensing requirements and licensing fees for the same, create an excise and sales tax for medical marijuana, and allow municipalities to prohibit such businesses if they so choose. In September 2016, the State House gave final approval and said legislation was signed by Governor Snyder. The state will not accept applications for facility licenses before December 15, 2017. The city must make a determination by said date or shortly thereafter if it wishes to authorize one or more of the 5 types of licensed facilities, and if so, to adopt ordinances to effectuate the same. Based upon the foregoing, City Administration recommends that the November 2nd, 2015 moratorium as extended be further extended for 90 days to review said legislation to determine whether growing, transporting, processing, testing, or distributing medical marijuana within the city should occur, and if so, what ordinances should be implemented.
Okay. Commissioner Menzer?
So I asked for this to be moved for discussion because I wanted Mr. Murray to explain why we are adding another moratorium when we've had several moratoriums on this subject. And it has to do with the timing. Our original moratorium will expire prior to the December 15th, 2017 licensing date from the state of Michigan. And so we need to extend the moratorium to cover that period. Is that correct?
That's correct. The current moratorium expires November the 10th. So you're going to have the period from November the 10th to December the 15th where you have nothing in place. A. B. December the 15th is the date the state will first accept applications. Now, how long it's going to take them to approve an application remains to be seen. It may be a month, 2 months. So we're trying to cover that period so that the commission can decide, A, if they're going to allow any of the 5 types of operations, and if so, then where it would be located through the zoning ordinances, and we would adopt an ordinance as to other requirements.
Any questions on the board? Okay, roll call, please.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunting.
Yes.
Okay, there is nothing else on the consent agenda, so we'll go down to the city manager's report.
The city general election is Tuesday, November 7th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. For questions regarding the election or to find out what precinct to vote at, please contact the city clerk's office at 586-469-6818, extension 3. A reminder that city offices will be closed on Friday, November 10th in observance of Veterans Day. Please be advised that trash pickup will run on schedule. The Downtown Development Authority will host the Christmas Open House in downtown Mount Clemens on Friday, November 17th from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. This event will feature the annual Christmas tree lighting, horse-drawn carriage rides, and visit with Santa. The City of Mount Clemens will once again present the 42nd Annual Macomb County Santa Parade on Saturday, November 18th. The parade will begin at 10 a.m. and will take place on Main Street between Church and Clinton Streets. And on a final note, we'd like to extend a special thank you to Commissioner Lois Hill for her many years of service to the City of Mount Clemens. On behalf of the City Administration, it has been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner comments. And I'm going to start first tonight. I want to present Commissioner Hill with a little token from all of us. And you may open it here.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Want me to open it now?
Sure you can.
Okay.
I just want to say that I have served on this commission with Commissioner Hill for 12 years, and it has been an absolute pleasure to work with you. I think Lois has always had great integrity and conviction, and she stuck by her conviction. And when she did change a vote, she explained her reasoning why she would change a vote from the first time around, which takes I think that shows a lot of integrity there, because many times people will change votes and not say why they changed their votes. But she was always one to explain. Very transparent, excuse me, I have a raspy voice, very transparent with everything that would come before us. So I just want to wish you the best of luck, and I know that you're going to have lots of time to do other things, and I know we'll see you around town because you're so involved in everything between church and the Salvation Army and the parade, which I'm going to hang on to you there. Lois handles all of the costumes, which is a big chore. So I just want to wish you luck and thank you so much for serving for 12 years.
It's been my pleasure.
Are you sure?
For the most part, yes. Wow. How nice. From Nevin Jewelers.
And we want to remind you, to let you know, those are diamonds in there.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Lori said make sure she knows that, so. Okay, Commissioner comments. Ron, while we're at that end, well, why don't we leave Lois for the end?
Okay.
We'll go that way.
Want me to go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just have two things. One, I have sat next to Lois for the last 10 years, and her and I have had many good conversations here, and she will be greatly missed. And I would like to say on Halloween, I had 258 kids, and every single kid that came to my house was, thank you. They were the most nice kids. So Halloween was a pleasure. With that, thank you.
And coming from a teacher. Commissioner Ford.
Mrs. Weiss put on a very nice, I call it trick or treat, downtown Mount Clemens on Macomb Street. Very nice. The trunk or treat was awesome though. If you're a parent and didn't take your kid trick or treating at the parking lot, you made a mistake. The security was excellent. They had security guards. It was really nice to watch. That's my comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Button.
The Mount Clemens Community Coalition for Youth and Families participated in the nationwide drug take-back day this past October 28th, at which time we took in 15 pounds of unused or expired drugs that will not be used by unintended users and will not be flushed down the toilet and become part of our ecosystem. We will have another take-back day in the spring of 2018. Let's continue to work together to keep drugs out of the hands of those that they are not intended for. Thanks to all of those who did participate in the drug take-back program. My heart and prayers go out to the family and friends of the victims of the mass shooting in Texas. I believe in the right of responsible citizens to own a gun, but I do not believe in military-style guns in the hands of the public. Please contact your Congress and encourage them to restrict the purchase and use of automatic and semi-automatic rifles. Encourage them to establish mental and psychological standards for gun ownership. Encourage them to reinstitute governmental institutions where the mentally disturbed can receive treatment and protection. There have been too many mass shootings in this country to pretend that there is not a problem that needs to be addressed. Let the rational citizens of America speak loudly. Tomorrow is Election Day. Please do not take the right and responsibility of voting lightly. In view of the results of our recent national and county election, you should feel compelled to vote. There are a lot of people that have fought and died for the right to vote, so please express your civil responsibility and vote in this midterm election. This midterm election will have profound effects on your local livelihood. November 11th is Veterans Day. It is the time to reflect on and thank those who fought for your rights and well-being. My uncle died in World War II fighting for our nation's sovereignty and independence. I honor all those that served in our armed forces. God bless and keep you and your families. And finally, a salute and praise to Commissioner Lois Hill. You have served the commission and your community admirably over the past 12 years. You have represented the citizens of Mount Clemens with great dignity and sincerity. You have always voted your conscience and not always the way others wanted you to vote. Your sincere, caring manner set a fine example for those members of the commission. You will be missed. Enjoy your retirement. I know that you will not go into the night quietly. You will, I'm sure, be active in the community in one way or the other. So this is really not goodbye. It's just we'll see you later at a different capacity. Best of love and luck.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wisdom, when we seek to discover the best in others, we somehow bring out the best in ourselves. Think about that one. I'm committed to giving you some of George Carlin's paradoxical comments of our time. So here's one he has. We have added years to life, but not quality of life to years. Also, we have gone all the way to the moon and back, and yet have trouble crossing the street to meet a new neighbor. And with that, we'll say good night.
Okay. Commissioner Menser.
I would like to give a little shout out to Mount Clemens resident Jeff Jantz. Jeff has written a book for children that the county's Head Start program has ordered 55 copies for the Head Start children. It's called Gruel Snarl Draws a Wild Zug Thing. But kids apparently love this book and they love the character. It's also, that character will also be featured in an exhibit at the Anton Arts Center. So Jeff Jantz, wherever you are, congratulations. Thank you for your contribution to our children. I am a board member of the Mount Clemens Optimist Club. We are looking for new members. We would encourage you to join. We do awesome, great things for kids. Everything about this club is for children and for the advancement of children. We've done things at Seminole Elementary. We're building the little free libraries that are going to go in 8 parks around the city. We put on the trunk or treat that we had almost 4,000 kids this year. It went really well. One of our sponsors, Vito Strolis from Ruli's, is in the room here. We thank him for his participation, and we thank the county for allowing us to use that parking structure. It works out really well. So if you'd like to join as a board member, I get points when I get people to join. So come on, get a hold of me.
What do you do with
I'd
the points?
appreciate that. Well, you know, you move up in rank.
Oh.
You know, you go
Just
from like
wondered.
a bronze member to a silver member, stuff like that. So if you would like to help advance children and do things with them to make their life easier, we do blessings in a backpack for children that are food, that have food shortages at home for over the weekends. We do some really great things, so I can give you a long list, but if you're interested at all, just get a hold of me. I would like to hear that in a month or two that Commissioner Hill is on some beach somewhere in some warm tropical climate, and that, you know, we can all feel envious. Because, you know, that's where I would be if I was retiring. So congratulations, and I look forward to the first postcard. November 10th this year, 1775, the U.S. Continental Marines began. That is what your present-day U.S. Marine Corps is, and it's their birthday this year on the 10th. So I would like to say happy birthday, hoorah, and happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans. There will be a ceremony in front of the fire hall on Veterans Day. The city, I'm sure, has the information, or we can find it for you. It was in the paper the other day. So think of that. You see a lot of them around town, and if we get those F-35s, that will improve our economy. It will bring more residents to our town. We should be thankful, and we should all be thinking of that every day. And in keeping with my tradition, I'm going to tell you where I have been in the city of Mount Clemens in our businesses in the last month. I've been to Paperback Writers, one of my favorite stores. I have been to O'Halloran's for the poutine twice in one day. You want to see where it's, you know, where it went? It's right back here. I've been to Three Blind Mice. I went to the Loft and I bought some posters. Unfortunately, the Loft is closing. But they had some really neat art posters, and they have some other art and things that you can buy. One of the things that I got was the Norman Rockwell poster of freedom of speech. I got that for $8. I'm going to have it framed, and I'm not quite sure, but I might hang it right over there. It is just an awesome poster, and please go visit them before they close. They're going to become an online store. They've got some great things in there. There's a really, really cool thing of John Lennon that I don't want to tell you about because you might go buy it before I save up all my money. So just stop and visit them. Your Mothers. I've been to Gus's. I've been to the Rec Bowl, another one of my favorite places, and I have been to the Mount Clemens Grill. So it is important for all of us to use our businesses as often as possible. And so I did my part this month by spending way too much money on those bars and restaurants. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Hill. Thank you. Last time I say that, Commissioner Hill.
Well, this is the last time I will have the opportunity to speak in commissioner comments. The next time the City Commission meets, the election will be over, and there will be at least one new city commissioner. I want to commend all those who have opted to run for their willingness to serve the city of Mount Clemens. I hope the most qualified people win. I feel truly honored to have served as a city commissioner for the past 12 years. I appreciate the trust placed in me by the people of Mount Clemens, and I have taken this responsibility seriously. One of the best parts of the job is all the wonderful people I have met and worked with. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the city commissioners I have worked with through the years. We have not always agreed, but for the most part, we have been civil to each other and challenged each other to make the best decisions for the city. I want to thank Mayor Barb Dempsey, who has been mayor during the entire time I have been on the commission, for her hard work and the fine manner in which she represents the city.
Thank you.
I want to thank Lisa Borges, Lisa Borges and Jeff Wood for taking on the responsibilities of city manager. Great work. I also want to thank each and every employee of the city for the hard work you do every day and for your patience and courtesy to the commission and the citizens of Mount Clemens. And last but not least, thank you to the citizens of Mount Clemens for your interest and support. Oh, and one more recognition to my husband, Thomas Hill, who has surprised me by being here tonight. He has eaten a lot of cereal for supper and put up with a lot of craziness. And but I could not have done this job without his support, so thank you. And I'm not quite done yet. The reason I ran for the city commission was realizing that I had been the recipient of other people's hard work in establishing the community that we live in. I was inspired by the example of people working in the government, working on community events, and providing services that benefit all of us. I felt it was my time to give something back. I hope my contributions have been positive. I plan to remain active in the city, in community organizations, and through my church. And I would like to challenge each one of you to contribute to this community in some way. Run for the city commission. Volunteer by serving on a committee or commission. Form a neighborhood group or join in community cleanup efforts. Most of all, please be informed. The worst enemy of democracy is complacency. Thank you for a challenging and interesting 12 years. I'm not saying goodbye because I will still be around. So I will just say, have a good evening and a great week. Wow, I've never had a standing ovation before. Thank you.
Just a few more things. Parade is November 18th. It's coming up really quick, and we are still looking for volunteers the day of the parade. So if you can give us some time, please contact the city, and we will get you in touch with the volunteer coordinator and get you set up to help with the parade. I think that was all I wanted to say. Just get that parade out there. But anyway, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Oh, did you have something?
No, but do you want me to talk more about the 17th and the night out? No?
No? No?
No?
Guess not. She had her opportunity at participation. No, I'm just kidding.
There's just a lot of different events. that
If
I
you'd
thought
like to take the mic and give us an update, please do. I'm going to give you the time. 17th. Mhm.
The Christmas open house on the 17th. Starts at 5 o'clock. We have the Montessori Academy Choir that'll be singing at 7. We have the Dickens characters that'll be caroling through the downtown. Once Santa arrives, he'll sing a few Christmas carols with the kids, and then we'll detach the sleigh and hook up the wagonette, and we'll be giving free rides to the residents and the attendees up through 9 o'clock. Santa will be in ABC Magic Shop. Many of the shops and restaurants will have activities for the kids. We're still getting their list from them, but there'll be, Gus's will be having the children make greeting cards to send to the troops. And then we have activities in the old Artocraft store that will be our warming center. So come down to see Santa and his elves and Mrs. Claus.
And the tree lighting.
That is the tree lighting,
Yeah.
the Christmas open house.
At 6 o'clock, right?
Yep, they'll
Tree
do
light.
the tree lighting at 6.
Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. Okay, now I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.